Welcome. I'm your host, James Church, and this is the Church Perspective. We've got an exciting show for you today. Let's talk about it. Let's get in it to win it. Let's go. As you're well aware, on last week, we had a video entitled, A Good-Looking Man with a 50-Cent Head. This video allowed women a little bit more understanding about their value and their worth and considering a sought-out relationship with any man. Hopefully, that video encouraged and lifted up the spirits of women and allowed them to see their value and their worth. And today, we're going to be talking to the men because you too have to have an understanding of what you're seeking when it comes to a woman. So the question we would pose to you today, men, in this segment is what men should look for beyond beauty. This is the Church Perspective. Let's get to it. What men should look for beyond beauty is a very sensitive question. It's one that should never be narrow-minded, but it should be broad in the aspect that we must have a full understanding of what we're seeking in a relationship with a woman. Men, it is your duty to understand that physical attraction, it will catch your attention, but you must also understand what's beyond the physical attraction. The woman must have inner qualities like integrity, not only just beauty, but emotional intelligence, not only beauty, but shared values, not only beauty, but spiritual alignment. A woman that you can depend and trust, one that will share life's concerns with you, and all at the same time will keep love alive. You must prioritize in your exploration of seeking out a relationship with a woman and understand that she is more than just the outward appearance. You see, many times we get caught up in the dangerous trap of looking at a woman on the outside and failing to realize that she's more than just what she looks like. And this is so important. Fellas, we must get to a point in our understanding. Why is this so important that we do this? Let's be honest, men. Beauty can catch your eye, but it's not going to keep your heart. Why? Because a woman's look can fade over time. Not saying that they're going to be the total opposite of beauty, but there are going to be some changes that take place, considering all the things that go on in life. And this is why it's important that you look beyond her beauty and look into her soul and understand who she is behind the covering. Because if not, you might be walking into a disaster. Not saying all women would lead you through a door that would lead to the disaster, because many women will lead you, men, and they will guide you to a better place. But today we want you to understand that there's more to a woman than just surface. You see, beauty is the introduction. It's not the full story. Why is this so important? Because looks fade. Life has a tendency to get real, and it will get real. Bills pile up, stress happens, things happen, life happens. All of these things will come into play. And these things are called the storms of life. And this is why it's so important that you have a woman that will walk with you through the storm. Why is it important? Because a pretty face can't always calm the storm and calm the waves of the storm. You see, a full-fledged, beautiful woman understands a relationship when interacting with a man. She understands that a relationship is built in the moment nobody sees. This is why, men, you must engage in things sometimes that you don't want to engage in too. Because these things may be normal to women, such as 2 a.m. talks, helping each other when someone is financially strapped or have a financial deficit. And for many of you that need the layman term of that, when you're broke. It's not your time to depend on a woman just because she has the qualities to lift you up. But you must allow her to lift you up and nurture you in the way that you should be nurtured, in a way that she knows how to nurture you. And so what I'm saying to you today is that don't defeat yourself by engaging with someone that you should not be with. Why is this so important? Because some men have a tendency to end up with the most beautiful woman in the room. It happens. And somewhere down the line, they still feel like the loneliest man in the world. This is why it's so important, because there is something beyond beauty. The real qualities of life, they do matter. A good woman understands that character means more than curves. She understands that there's a certain way that she conducts herself. For example, men, how does she treat the waiter or a cashier when you have your private outings, when you're trying to bond and have a beautiful relationship? You see, these little things, they sound like silly questions, but these tidbits, they say a lot and they go a very long way. They're better than any selfie that she can take proclaiming her beauty. Does she have emotional stability? You see, if every disagreement that you may have with her feels like it's World War III, that also says something. And it says that no matter how beautiful she is, it really doesn't matter. And so this is why it's so important, men, that you understand her values. Does she have shared values? For example, does she want kids and you don't? Does she want to get married and you don't? Or vice versa? Is it you that want to get married and she don't? Is it you that want to have kids and she doesn't? No matter who is in the driver's seat in these positions, we must have shared values. Because in all of this, sooner or later, something's going to come forward that's called the work ethic and drive. It will always appear at the most unwanted time. Why is that? Because it understands one thing. No matter what's on the outside, something is going to have to be activated on the inside. Pretty is nice, but pretty and productive is a whole lot of power. And what I'm saying to you today is that in all of this, with a woman, you want one that is peaceful, not dramatic. In other words, she values peace over drama. A peaceful woman is a rare gem in today's society because of all the trends, because of all the the fast-paced society that we live in. A peaceful woman is a rare gem, but a whole lot of them exist. So understand this, men. It's very, very important that you look beyond her surface and look at her inner beauty as well as her outside appearance. Because when all you see is physical, you blind yourself and also bind yourself to the red flags that you may not have even experienced as of yet. And sometimes it's too late. Some men, when they don't do this, they end up marrying the body and then end up divorcing the person inside the body. It's very important in today's society, men, that you change your mindset and not just look at the outward appearance, but look at the inner beauty of the woman that you're seeking. You see, I believe, and I'm a firm believer, that the old saying in the Bible, when a man findeth a wife, he findeth a good thing and obtain favor of the Lord. I believe that favor is more than just her beauty. I believe there's something beyond her beauty that causes a man to find himself in the midst of favor. And I believe that inner beauty of that woman goes beyond the surface of who she is. It's there. You just have to find it in the right woman. You see, men, we have to learn how to shift our mindset and not just look at our outward appearance, because sooner or later, looks will fade. Hopefully not, but many a times they do. Ask yourself the question now. When she's 20 pounds heavier, when she's sick in bed, when her hair is wrapped, when she doesn't have her makeup, when she just looks her normal self, which doesn't always mean that it's bad, but many a times enhancement happens in relationships because we're all trying to look the best that we possibly can look. And there's nothing wrong with that. But aren't we just covering up something that doesn't really exist? Are we making a false presentation? Don't fake yourself out, men. By faking your mentality or faking your mindset to believe that just because she's beautiful, it's the best. You do know that beauty can also be a beast. And in saying that, we have to understand, men, that beauty is a bonus. It's not the foundation. This is what we must realize. Look for a woman who makes your life better, not just for your Instagram feed or your Facebook status or for taking a picture. A good woman is more than that. And there are many that exist. You just have to know how to pick them. You see, gentlemen, beauty might get your attention, but depth will keep your commitment. This is why it's so important that you build something with someone who is building you as they're building themselves. And if you want more conversations, men and women, like this, like, subscribe, comment, join the conversation, and let us know that there's something that we said that hit target today for you, that would open up your eyes and allow you to understand that a good-looking man with a 50-cent head is one thing for the women, but men, another thing is that you have to look beyond her beauty to see the real her. I'm your host, James Church, and this is the Church Perspective.